third Thursday of each month at 5 o'clock, which is our normal meeting time. So thank you very much for people being here. All meetings are conducted at PRHA's main office, 3116 South Street, unless otherwise noted. And I don't think we plan to move it any place here in the next couple months, but we will. And all members of the public are welcome to attend. Why don't we have a roll call there, Miss Marshall?
Commissioner Barrow. Commissioner Cost.
Here.
Commissioner Pickens. Commissioner Prince.
Present.
Commissioner Wicks.
Here.
Vice Chair Jiggets.
Here.
Chair Lalonde.
Here. And Ms. Cost, for the purpose of the minutes and our being allowed to do this thing virtually, you have to let us know where you're at and also what kind of the reason why you're having to take it virtually.
Okay. Yes, I'm home now, but I have a award ceremony to be at by 6 o'clock in Virginia Beach.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. All right. You have in front of you the minutes from the March 17th regular planned meeting. Those were sent to y'all with the sent advance with the package. They're sent with the package. So I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thanks, Ms. Wicks. And a second? Second. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Vote there, Ms. Marshall.
Commissioner Cost.
Yes.
Commissioner Prince.
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks.
Yes.
Vice Chair Jiggets.
Yes.
Chair Lalonde.
Yes, thank you very much. Just a laundry list of stuff to mention as far as my remarks go. We've got the State of the City coming up. Oh, we had the State of the City was yesterday at Renaissance. Fairly well attended. Talked a lot about the things that were happening. There are things that are happening in the city. Of course, that's what it should be. But just to let y'all know, we weren't directly named. I'm always concerned when we do stuff and we don't get named for it. But the mayor brought up about some of the housing that's being built, and the only housing development he mentioned was Holly Point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but didn't mention that it was a PRHA project. Okay. One of the other things that was concerning to me was he brought up about CHODO money. And so for y'all to know what CHODO money is, it's community housing development opportunities. 15%, HUD requires that 50% of all home money be set aside for a nonprofit to help build homes in your particular city, right? And that for this city, it's about $65,000, right? Jeff Crimer, who was given the presentation, this was the budget presentation the other day, brought up about how HUD requires that 15% of the money has to be set aside. That's state requirement, 15% to be set aside. He didn't say that for the last 10, 15 years, no organization, City of Portsmouth, has ever applied for that money. Right. So I would have liked for him to at least brief the council that to encourage nonprofits to come to the City of Portsmouth. That money has been given every year to Habitat for Humanity. And if I recall, and again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the staff would know, in the last 10 years, I only know of a couple of houses that Habitat for Humanity has built in the City of Portsmouth for somebody who lives here. So it was just very disconcerting to have money available to the City of Portsmouth from HUD, but no organization there's not even one that's qualified to get the money. And so in years past, the city had to give it away. So just a comment. Portsmouth attended the Portsmouth Partnership, so I attended the budget meeting. One of the good things is I pulled the city manager aside about the senior home rehab money that we got, and I asked her. It was a very successful program. Philip is administering, and Ms. Winston are administering the program. We've done very well. In fact, we're going to use up all the money that we have, and if there's more money available, we'd love it. We've asked for $160,000. It looks like they're going to fund us for all of it. We told them that we actually had to turn away some applications because we didn't have enough money, but this was the first year of the program. So obviously there's a need out there for that. So State of the City, we attended the budget meeting. We attended Portsmouth Partnership meeting, which is the small businesses there in the city of Portsmouth. We attended that meeting, but there wasn't, the big talk was about the state budget and how they haven't finalize the state budget yet, and how that's going to have the ripple effect of everything to our locality about money coming to us. We've got the city council meeting on the 26th with city council, and I talked to y'all about some of the topics I'm going to bring up, and just the overview. We've got 3,200 families that we're supporting. We've got roughly 5,000 families on a waiting list, either for public housing or for housing choice vouchers. We've had successes, Lexington Place, Holly Point, repairs at Westbury and Seaboard, the Mount Harmon bond, the move to work, the Swanson money we got, the selling of 340 High Street, the home repair money, and then we're going to talk about some of the awards and that we've gotten for the family services, which is Dolores' side of the house, and then how our financials are looking good. All right. Then I'm going to talk about some of the challenges we have, which is we'd like some support for senior housing, and also the 1954 contract. The contract that we have with the city on what they're going to help us with goes back to 1954. Things have changed since 1954. All right. And then nice to have, I'm going to bring up to them about the property around Lexington. We'd like to have some support on buying that property. I'm going to talk to them about the S.H. Clark property. All right, there's some talk about there's a developer that likes us to move on developing housing, senior housing at S.H. Clark. I'm going to talk to them about there's some property on Airline Boulevard that we're looking for senior housing, and then at 5311 High Street, the house that we just recently bought, we're looking for senior housing. So stay on the senior housing, Ben, and to let them know that House Bill number 854, which was a look at senior housing from 2013 and 2021, the number one recommendation out of that was seniors need additional housing options to age safely and affordably. So not only are we recognizing it, obviously the state is recognizing it. So that's pretty much the highlights of what I'm going to bring up. Just be prepared. If the mayor asks or anybody asks, if there are any other comments, I'm just going to pass it around the room like I usually do with y'all. So just.
You talking real fast.
Yes, ma'am, I am. I do that when I get excited, and I'm so excited to be here. Okay. So April 26th, and I know Mr. Bland will be polling y'all because that is a public meeting for us. The staff will be there, and so there'll be roll call taken at that meeting. We got the Vacado conference is that Vacado? Yeah, next week at Waterside for those that are going to that. We've got one of the HUD conferences in San Antonio in May. We've got our retreat set up for June the 16th from 9 to 2 at the Bloom Complex, which is where the old Montgomery Square used to be on High Street, across from Cosworth Tavern, right, is where that meeting's going to be at 9 o'clock on June the 16th. And I know I was talking to Mr. Bland. The city's going to have a national night out, which is supporting National Night Out, which is a national event. It's going to be a city park from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock, and Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority will have a table there to support that. And then the last one I want to bring up is Mr. Bland sent a note out asking us to support the scholarship foundation that we have. I think that's your thing, Dolores. We give out scholarships to not only college bound, we also give scholarships out to adults who are pursuing additional education. It doesn't necessarily have to be college education, but anybody who's pursuing any type of education, I would encourage y'all to contribute to that foundation. I think it's a great thing that we do, that we all personally give back to our tenants, to our people that live in our housing. I think it's a great thing that we do. All right. I don't see either Mr. Battle or Mr. Barnes here, so we'll move on to our committee remarks. And Mr. Pickens, if it's okay with you, I'm going to go ahead and do the financial. Right there. You got in your packet there the 2021 fourth quarter financials, which is October through December. I had some talk with our new CFO. Again, I'm going to give you a one-time pass. All right. on the financials. From a 30,000 foot level, we are doing all right. I'm never going to say we're doing great. We're doing all right. We are in the black. The management, the financial management, the staff seems to be doing very, very, very well. We've got a couple problem places though, and I've asked our CFO to come back next month and give us a little bit more detail. And I guess I'll ask y'all, since you're just seeing this for the first time, but we've got some significant losses at Seaboard. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to have to speculate. I want the CFO to talk about the losses we have at Seaboard. Also, we've got some significant losses at Phoebus. All right. So those are the two that I have, that I personally have concerns about. If anybody has concerns about any other housing choice voucher program looks very, very good. All right. And the management controls over the central office fund seems to be under control. Mr. Bland is developing for us for next year's budget, his recommendations for COCC and what we're looking for COCC. But I'm going to ask the CFO next. I wasn't prepared. Mr. Pickens wasn't available, and I don't want to do anything without both of us available. But we're going to do a little bit deeper dive into the financials next month. All right, with particular emphasis on the Seaboard property, the Phoebus property. All right. I would like also I know the staff is the financial staff is working on some of our banking relationships. Right, that I think it's refreshing that we do that. We need to do that every so often. Again, if you could brief the staff about what you're doing on banking relationships, I'd appreciate that. Okay, right. Did you have anything in particular you'd like to bring up, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you. And again, I know it's only been 1 month, but you know, your importance to the organization is critical to us. And we work the staff and the commissioners have supported you to the nth degree, and we will continue to support you. But one of our two responsibilities, the financial responsibility is one that we all take very, very seriously. And while the questions may seem minute, it's just because we are required to challenge you, sir. Right. So before I move away, audits are all in place. Audits are all in place. There's been no kickback yet on any of the audits that I'm aware of.
Still waiting for the 2021 audited that has been submitted. So for us to approve that 2020 has been submitted as audited, but they still have to approve that.
Okay.
Those are the two that we're waiting for.
Okay. Commissioner?
Yes, when I was reviewing the financials, I couldn't quite place. Some of the financials are showing under Lincoln Park and the others showing under Lexington. I'm trying to understand why it's split, because wasn't Lincoln Park no longer during the months from October to December 2021? Lincoln Park had already been going down
And we
here.
still have some.
Well, wait a minute, hold on, let me,
We still get some subsidy for Lincoln Park because it phased out over a 3-year period from the government side. So we still get some, what you call Section 9 money.
Section who?
Section 9 money.
Section 9 money,
For public
Okay.
housing. So
and
that's
that's
the
what
reason
this
why.
represents,
Yeah.
section 9?
Yeah.
Okay, it probably would have been good to make that a footnote and say that this has to do with section 9. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Pickens, anything from last time we met that was hanging out? Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Move to the Development Committee. I don't know if Zakita or you, Ed.
I can make a.
And Zakita's on the phone.
I see that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So the Development Committee did not have enough real development activity to warrant a meeting, but we did get a quick email from Mr. Page today just with some updates. So we're at the 1-year mark for Lexington Place. So they've been completing the warranty inspections on the property and preparing for an annual inspection from Virginia Housing at the end of April. The iron fence is going to be complete in the next 2 weeks at that property. And there's other capital improvements that continue at Westbury, Pine Street and Westbury Holly Square and Seaboard Square. The second item that he notified of is the first project for the lead hazard reduction program has been completed, which included removing lead paint and replacing 13 windows in Park Manor. And then there's 6 projects pending for the senior home rehab program. A full inspection of that was completed And then there should be write-ups from contractors for bid by late April to start rehab in May.
Ms. Goss, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, I think you got everything.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I have a
Welcome.
question. In terms of the senior housing, are the commissioners allowed at some point to know who the, grants were awarded to?
That's a legal question. I would have to check that out because,
Okay, if you would, I would just like-
because of privacy, we may not be able to, but let me check it out legally before I
If
say
you
yeah.
would, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
And I really appreciate that program. I mean, when you spend every nickel that you get, that tells you that there's a need. There's a need. Thank you. All right, Human Resources, I know we have a closed session happening here to talk about.
In regards to the policy, we've actually gone through everything.
That's
I
right.
was unable to make face-to-face the last time, but was able to pass on some information of some updates. And I think that right now it's just about getting the book together and getting it out to
It is a
everybody.
book. It is a book.
It is a book.
What would happen is when I finish doing all those changes, then the other commission, you would get that book. And hopefully, you'll be able to go through it. And the goal is hopefully to try to get it finally approved by at least, I'm gonna say no later than August.
And you'll highlight what the changes were?
Correct.
Okay, because that's a big book.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I was cutting my grass today and I'm gonna regress here for a minute. I apologize if I call you by your first names. It's no disrespect. I guess it's just because I'm very comfortable and I hope you all are comfortable with me, but I do recognize that you are commissioners and you have been appointed by the city council here, so.
We're in Virginia, that's a southern thing.
I don't want y'all to think that I'm not.
In this area?
I don't have the respect for all of y'all. It's the same thing as the staff. I'm just, sometimes I get too comfortable, but no, please, no disrespect to anyone. Housing?
Yes, I'm gonna say, take it away.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll point you to see. Okay, take it away.
Okay, once again, the Housing Choice Voucher Program is continuing to work with our mainstream family unification and emergency housing voucher holders in their search for housing. Housing vouchers. We are continuing to update household and income information for voucher issuance to the Swanson residents that have selected to receive a tenant protection voucher for relocation. And the housing department is continuing to assist the residents with their delinquent rental accounts through the Virginia Rental Relief Program, Gov2Go, and payments are being received on the residents' behalf. Also, the wait list for Phoebus Square 1-bedroom apartments, Dale 2-bedroom apartments, and Hope Village 2 and 3-bedroom apartments will open on Monday, April the 18th, and will close on April the 20th, 2022.
And let me just add one thing, which, because I sent the email, because it's very important. Those being relocated from Swanson homes will be given priority in terms of the vouchers. Am I correct?
Yes.
Am I speaking correctly? Yes, and I think that is very important. And that's something that certainly we want city council to be made aware of too. Because I'm of the opinion we are riding hurdle closely on this for our Swanson home residents. And so when I asked the question, I was very pleased to get the answer back that I got, that they will be given priority when it opens up on April 18th.
Let me just add something.
Sure.
The Swanson residents, as part of, when we got approved for demolition,
Mhm.
HUD gave us a special allocation, just relocation vouchers. So the families come out of Swanson will be getting relocation vouchers.
Right.
They will not be, they're not a part of what we just opened up.
Right.
Okay.
Because back when we got approved for the demolition, the federal government HUD gave us relocation vouchers already for those families. And And the goal is to have all of those families who have their relocation vouchers by the end of May. May, the ones that want the voucher, some want to go to other community. But HUD now have in place, whenever you take down a public housing property, HUD give housing authority special vouchers just for those families. And those vouchers are only for those families, not for the families, not for what we open up to the public.
Okay, so then I need some additional clarification. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that the residents of Swanson Home now, because they're gonna have a different voucher, they are not allowed to apply for what's gonna open up. They can apply. Okay, all right.
I think you're talking about the wait. Are you talking about the wait list, Vice Chair?
Yeah, I'm talking about the wait list question.
So
Can they still, can they apply to go into?
Well, no,
No,
because those are project-based vouchers. So the voucher is attached to the building, they can't, a tenant-based voucher.
Why don't y'all, it's a deeper subject than now, and this is what I want y'all to report out to us, but if y'all could educate, because it's gonna come up at the city council, it's gonna come up. And I'd like the vice chair to be comfortable with what the answer is gonna be, okay? Because I know that question's gonna come up, how are the tenants at Swanson being taken care of, and it should just roll right off our tongue.
There's a relocation. Right, there's
Tenant
relocation.
protection vouchers.
But they have some special consideration, and we need to make sure the council understands that there's special consideration we're giving folks.
But anybody can apply to any wait list.
Yes, ma'am, understand. Yes, ma'am. That's what I said. Let's take it offline. Y'all in the housing committee, y'all get together and tell us, all right, rather than reinventing the wheel here. Okay, all right. Is there anything else from the housing committee?
That's it.
Okay, all right.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, all right, all right. Thank you. And governance, we'll talk at the closed session, closed session, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Ms. Blaine, you're up.
well, you guys have covered everything. Only thing I can add is, we got an email today from Vaca, I think Vaca, in reference to 2 scholarships. Want to tell the couple that you lost a minute?
Yes, we have, 2 Buffalo scholarship recipients. One young man actually he rated highest of all the scholarship applicants across the state.
Excellent.
And
That's
so
just
he is
fantastic.
gonna move forward to the, CERT Narrow, which is our regional organization, for, housing authorities in this area. So he may actually receive another scholarship.
Wow.
He's
That's
actually the
fantastic.
valedictorian of, Churchman.
That's
So
fantastic.
what's his name?
I can pull up it on my email,
Well, that's okay.
but I could give it to you, but I have his name, but he is, so we're, and the other, and it was a young lady. And, both of them were very impressive with their interviews. So I had to congratulate Brittany Thompson, who's our youth coordinator.
Yes.
Because she worked very closely with all of our applicants, our scholarship applicants. We have prepared them for these types of interviews. And so these are impressive students. We have quite a few.
Please provide that information to me. It's something that at our council retreat is just a great thing to know that we have in our own backyard, we've got 2 fantastic students.
And they'll be honored next week at the Buffalo luncheon.
Oh, that's, we'll have a chance to meet them. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
2 of 7 recipients.
2 of
2 of 7. There were
7.
recipients
Excellent,
total.
excellent. Thank you very much. Doris, that's great news. Yeah, Ms. Blunt?
And that's all I had because we all kind of talked about everything else already.
Okay. If you could, we had talked, bring the commissioners up to speed on the fire that happened at Swanson.
We had a fire at Swanson, in a vacant unit. Some young ladies, kids were playing in the unit, and it was a fire in the unit. No one got hurt, anything like that. And since we since the unit was already vacated, we don't have to worry about renovating the unit because we're gonna be demolishing everything. But good thing, no one got hurt from the fire. And we will be talking with the mother and the family members for the particular young folks. And the good thing about the cameras out there was able to identify who they were.
Mr. Blaine, my opinion, discounts it. It was a vacant unit within building that was fully occupied. It could have been a real disaster if the fire department hadn't showed up as quickly as they had. But that unit is absolutely destroyed, but I know we had some water damage to one of the other units. But, that's, I guess that's gonna have to be a fight that we're gonna fight as these units become vacant. All right, how are we gonna lock them down from having people wander in there? But, oh, I was terrified when I saw it, all right? Good, I guess you've got some action items, resolutions. Are you up, Ms. Evans?
Let me see here, it says Commissioner Cost is out. And they were virtual. And good evening again, everyone.
Good evening.
So, yes, I have 5 resolutions. They're all for the same solicitation. We issued, a request for proposal, RFP 2022-01 for construction trade services. And what we are attempting to do is to build a pool of contractors to use for the, any type of, repairs, maintenance, trades that we have here at the, Housing Authority with our properties. So the RFP was issued in January 6th. And, it included roofing, plumbing, HVAC, environmental hazard remediation or abatement, painting, carpentry, electrical, and general contracting. This will be an indefinite quantity and delivery contract, and it's for a period of 1 year with an option to renew for up to 4 additional 1-year periods, and it's at our sole discretion. We received 5 proposals after issuing the RFP. It was advertised in EVA, which is the state's website, and the Builders and Contractors Exchange is a part of EVA, so they received a copy of it. And we also place everything on our website. So according to our statistics, over 4,800 firms were notified that we had the solicitation out there. And then there's a breakdown of the different types of businesses. The proposals were due February 10th, and the 5 we received came from Bahan Inc. They are, they do business at Servpro Enforcement, First Atlantic Restoration, Pyramid Enterprises, Talent Veteran Services, and Wilpro Painting. Bahan is small and woman-owned. First Atlantic is a small business. Pyramid, Talent, and Wilpro are all small minority businesses. And some of the businesses applied for all the different lots. We broke down the different trades by lots. Some of the businesses applied for all the lots, such Talent. They said they could do everything. Others applied for various lots depending on their areas of specialization or the type of subcontracts they had available to them. So we have, with each of our trades, we have at least 2 contractors. Based on the recommendations, we're making at least 2 contractors that could do any of the trades that we requested. The committee that evaluated the solicitations were representatives from Housing and our Modernization Department. Housing is the primary user of the contract, and Modernization is the contract administrator. They included LaShawn Brickhouse, Jeff Moss, and Lynette Blow. And all the proposals that we've reviewed made it to the competitive range based on their technical information. And so we determined that we will issue contracts with all 5 contractors so that we will have a pool that has a lot of depth to it. So, and they all had previous experience. Some of them are currently doing business with us or have done business with us in the past. Bahan Inc., Servpro, First Atlantic, Pyramid are all businesses that we currently have contracts with or that we're doing business with. But Talent Veteran Services and Wilpro Painting are businesses we have not done business with previously. However, their references checked out And as part of our due diligence, we always send reference, we always check references for these organizations. So based on the criteria, selection criteria established by the procurement department and the recommendations from the evaluation committee and their references, it is recommended that the authority accept contract recommendations for Bahin Inc. doing business as Servpro Enforcement, First Atlantic Restoration, Pyramid Enterprises, Talent Veteran Services, and Will Pro Painting as construction trade services providers.
Questions? Tell me again, which ones have brick and mortar enforcement of the ones that you have? Do you know?
So, I know, who we've done business with. I do know that Servpro Enforcement, they are a business located here in Portsmouth. Their ownership has recently changed, but they are, located in Portsmouth and Pyramid Enterprise itself, businesses.
They have
Locations here.
brick and mortar enforcement. The other three are located someplace else.
Yes.
Questions, comments? Since it's the same contract, I have to go through each resolution independently.
No, you can do it.
I can just say the one contract and list all 5 companies. Good. So I'm looking for approval or motion and then a second for resolution 2022-16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, authorizing the execution of a contract for construction trade services between Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority. For resolution 16, it's going to be Will Pro Painting LLC. For resolution 17, it's Talon Veteran Services, Inc. For resolution 18, it's First Atlantic Restoration, Inc. For resolution 19, it'll be Pyramid Enterprise LLC. And for resolution 2022-20, it's Bahin Incorporated, that's how I pronounce it, Bahin, doing business as Servpro in Portsmouth. If I remember, their office is located right there by the 7-Eleven on Airlock. I need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 2022-16 through 20.
Second, very good, thank you.
Commissioner Barham,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
yes,
Commissioner Pickens,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Jiggets,
Yes.
Chair Lalonde.
Yes. Anything else, Dolores? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're now at the point before we go into closed session. Public speakers, if you have any, are allowed up to 5 minutes to speak. Any? No? Okay. We're now, I need to read the resolution to go into closed session. There's 2. Resolution 2022-21. Whereas the Freedom of Information Act provides that the Board of Commissioners can meet in a closed session for personnel matters as set forth in section 2.2, 3711 of the Code of Virginia. The personnel matter is for final discussion, hopefully, of the Executive Director's annual performance review. Now, therefore, it be resolved that in compliance with the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and the information above reference section of the Virginia Code, the Board of Directors shall reconvene in a closed meeting on April 14th for discussion of a personnel matter. You said there's a second one? 2023, whereas the Freedom of Information Act, I need to do them separately. Can I do them both at the same time, or do I need to do them separately, Ms. James?
You can do both.
Both, okay. Whereas the Freedom of Information Act provides that the Board of Directors can meet in a closed session for an individual personnel matter not related to the public business as set forth in section 2.2, 3711 of the Code of Virginia as amended. The matter for discussion is a program participant status in the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. That'll be a first for us. Now, therefore, it be resolved that in compliance with the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and the aforementioned section of the Virginia Code, the Board of Commissioners shall reconvene in a closed meeting on April 14th, 2022 for discussion of an individual personnel matter not related to public business. So I need a motion for 2022-21 and 2022-23.
I'll make a motion to meet in closed session.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Second?
21 and 23.
Yep, Commissioner Prince, thank you. Ms. Marshall?
Commissioner Barham,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
yes,
Commissioner Pickens,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince.
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks.
Yes.
Vice Chair Jiggets,
Yes.
Chair Lalonde.
Yes, thank you. We're now in closed session.